Yeah, we want peace more than anybody else in the world. And the conversation between President Trump and President Putin can be a really path to this. The problem is some comments of President Trump, who said a lot about possible cooperation with Russia, very, very warm comments about Putin. I just want to remind all of us that Putin is a war criminal, the tyrant. So I think he should be spoken with in the manner which should suit his real status of war criminal and tyrant. But we hope that these conversations can lead the path to peace.
Oleksiy, can I ask you about some of the red lines here and whether they're now wavering from the Ukrainian perspective? Because joining NATO seemed to be all important for future security as well as reclaiming land that had been taken by Russia. But as Trump has been setting out some of the early negotiations here, and that's been confirmed even in conversation today from the Defense Secretary about how they're thinking about progressing from here, that would potentially mean not joining NATO straight away, but also giving up parts of the country that have been taken by Russia. How do you feel about those 2 points of negotiation?
We will never give up our land to Russia. We will never accept that these lands which they occupied are Russian. And international law is very clear about this, and all other countries are too. Can we reclaim this? Can we regain the control over these territories now? Without enough support from the United States? Not. So when Mr. Trump, Mr. Hexet are saying, oh, probably Ukraine will not regain, that means that they decided that they will not support us in the way we can do this. If it is the fact, that means that the hostilities can end when part of our territories will be still occupied by Russians. But once again, it doesn't mean that we will accept it anywhere in the future. This will never happen. Russian Empire collapsed many times, 100 years ago, 30 years ago. They will collapse again, and we will retake our territories later.
I think many international watchers are mindful of what happened post-Crimea and the pause that took place and then eventual regrouping and an attack on Ukraine. What does it mean if Ukraine is not part of NATO? Does that mean there's no future guarantee of security?
That will mean that there is no really very serious security guarantees, because the best security guarantee is Ukrainian membership in NATO. If we will be rejected in this, and if we will not receive a direct treaty like Japan or South Korea has with the United States, that will mean that there is no really very serious security guarantees. In this case, it looks like it will be not a peace but a ceasefire, because Russia wants to restart this war as soon as they will be ready and as soon as they will see an opportunity to do this.
Can I ask you about how Trump's negotiations are being perceived? The art of the deal, we've seen a very unorthodox approach to foreign policy expressed through the Gaza Strip and now, of course, when it comes to Ukraine. What do you make of his approach?
You know, first we need to see the results of this approach. And for the moment, we are confused. Many people in Ukraine are quite shocked with what had happened yesterday and with the tone which Trump used about Putin. And when he was asked, will Ukraine will be equivalent partner in the negotiations, and he didn't answer this question, people are very concerned. But it's too early to make a final judgment, and we will see where this approach will lead us. In any way, I just want to remind all of us, 3 years ago, it was not American Marines who stopped Russians near Kiev. It was Ukrainian army, Ukrainian soldiers with Ukrainian weapons, because at that time we received something close to nothing from our allies. So we did it once. If needed, we will do it for the second time. But here is the question, where there is international law and where is all the pledges which our partners gave to us to be with us as long as it takes.